In the 1980s, one name defined American luxury real estate: Donald Trump. Gold-plated buildings, Manhattan skyscrapers, luxury casinos. He wasn't just a businessman, he was a brand. But behind the headlines and television fame, Trump's empire was built on something fragile: debt. Massive amounts of it. And in the early 1990s, that empire nearly collapsed. This is the story of one of the most dramatic business rises and falls in modern American history. Donald Trump was born in 1946 in Queens, New York. His father, Fred Trump, was already a successful real estate developer. Trump didn't start from nothing, but he wanted something bigger than suburban housing projects. He wanted Manhattan. At the time, Manhattan real estate was the ultimate symbol of wealth and power, and Trump wanted to dominate it. In the 1970s, he made his first major move. He renovated the Commodore Hotel near Grand Central Station. The project transformed the struggling building into the Grand Hyatt. It was a massive success. Suddenly, Trump wasn't just another developer, he was becoming a celebrity businessman. The 1980s were the decade of excess. Wall Street boomed, luxury exploded, and Donald Trump became the face of it all. In 1983, he opened Trump Tower in Manhattan, a skyscraper of glass, marble, and gold. It became an instant symbol of wealth. Celebrities moved in, media coverage exploded, and Trump understood something many businessmen didn't. Success wasn't just about buildings, it was about perception. Trump marketed himself as aggressively as he marketed his properties. His name became the brand: Trump Airlines, Trump Shuttle, Trump Casinos. Everything carried the same promise: luxury, power, success. But behind that success was a dangerous strategy: borrow heavily, build bigger, and hope the market keeps rising. For a while, it worked. By the late 1980s, Trump controlled billions of dollars in real estate, but most of it wasn't his money. It was borrowed. Banks were eager to lend, interest rates were manageable, and the real estate market seemed unstoppable. Then, everything changed. In 1990, the real estate bubble burst. Property values dropped sharply. Hotels struggled, casinos lost revenue, and suddenly Trump's empire faced a brutal reality: debt payments, massive ones. Trump owed billions to banks. His flagship casino, the Trump Taj Mahal, filed for bankruptcy. Then another casino, then another. Over the next few years, several Trump businesses went bankrupt. Headlines declared the empire finished. Critics mocked him. Analysts said the Trump brand was permanently damaged. But something unexpected happened. Trump didn't disappear. He negotiated. Instead of forcing him into personal bankruptcy, banks made a strategic decision. They kept him financially alive. Why? Because Trump's brand still had value. If he collapsed completely, the banks might lose even more money. So they restructured his debts. They reduced payments. They extended deadlines. Trump sold assets, he cut losses, and slowly he stabilized the situation. It wasn't a glamorous comeback, but it was survival. In the late 1990s and early 2000s, Trump shifted strategy. Instead of owning everything, he began licensing his name: hotels, golf courses, luxury apartments. The Trump name became a global branding machine. He was no longer just building properties, he was selling prestige. Then came another turning point: television. In 2004, Trump launched the reality show The Apprentice. The show transformed him into something even bigger: a global media personality. The phrase "you're fired" became iconic. Millions watched every week, and Trump's public image as a ruthless business leader grew even stronger. The Apprentice did something remarkable. It rebuilt the Trump brand. Even people who knew nothing about real estate recognized his name. Trump wasn't just a businessman anymore, he was a cultural figure. And that influence would eventually lead somewhere unexpected: politics. In 2016, Trump made a move that shocked the political world. He ran for President of the United States. Most analysts dismissed the campaign. They said it was impossible. But Trump's brand had something powerful: attention. Media coverage was constant. His message reached millions, and against nearly every prediction, he won. Trump became the 45th President of the United States, one of the most controversial and unexpected political victories in modern history. But the Trump story remains complicated. His empire experienced incredible highs and dramatic financial crises. He built skyscrapers, casinos, television fame, and a global brand. Yet his businesses also faced bankruptcies, restructurings, and massive debt. Few public figures have experienced such dramatic cycles of success and failure. The history of the rise and fall of Donald Trump's empire reveals something important about modern business. Sometimes success isn't about avoiding failure. Sometimes it's about surviving it. Trump's empire nearly collapsed under the weight of its own ambition. But through negotiation, branding, and relentless publicity, the name survived. And in the end, the brand became even bigger than the buildings. History often remembers success, but the real story is usually more complicated. Behind every empire, there are moments when everything almost falls apart. And sometimes, survival is the greatest victory of all. If you enjoy stories about powerful empires, dramatic collapses, and unexpected comebacks, consider subscribing for more documentary-style business stories. Because the history of success is almost always a story of failure first.